all. So this poem was, Reyes mentioned earlier that I've had a very interesting last year of life, right? Because I've lost 195 pounds. So that's like a whole other person. She was a sexy bitch too, but she had to go. She left me a little curtness though, it's all right. Actually, can I give a shout out to my personal trainer who's in the house tonight, Adriana? If you want an ass like Nicki Minaj but can't afford to buy it, she'll fuck you up. Real talk. See her afterwards so you can squat it out. You'll hate her for a minute, but you'll love her at the end, I promise. So everyone's been asking me, they're like, have you written anything about losing all this weight? Like, this shit is crazy. Like, it's been a wild ride. We follow you on Instagram. And I'm just like, no, I haven't written anything. Because it's like, who wants to go home and be like, oh my God, I want to write a poem about how miserable I was that I couldn't breathe at night. Like, it's something that I necessarily wasn't trying to face. So I finally figured, like, stop being a punk ass bitch. You've gone through a lot of stuff. Like, you should talk about this because there are a lot of things within this process that I'm sure other people can relate to. And so any of you who follow my Facebook page know that sometimes I ask some random ass questions because I'm doing research for my poetry. So this week I asked, what are some of the phrases or words that people have used about your body or your weight that have offended you or hurt your feelings? And I wasn't expecting for my fucking phone to be blowing up all night. Like, it was like, bing, 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 bing. And I was like, God damn, you are some sad people. God, like, a lot of people talk a lot of shit, so you need a blade. Carry on a blade and they'll stop talking all that shit. Like, just embody the stereotypes. I will cut you. And people will back off. But that's not true because with Puerto Ricans, right, you could go to, like, a neighborhood get-together, and sometimes people will look you dead in the face and be like, ¿Pero qué te pasó? Que tú no estabas así la última vez que yo te vi. Está gorda. Mira, Tati, mira cómo gorda está Janeiro, ven acá. And you're like, motherfucker. And they're like your aunt. They're like your aunt, so you can't be like, bitch. You gotta be like, es que estoy en la zumba, estoy caminando y ya sé. And so you can't be like, no, your big ass got the nerve. So I took a lot of the phrases that I was commented on Facebook, and I the ones I related to the most, and I put them into this poem, and it's called Fat Poem Number 1. Because there was just too much shit to write about. Like, once I got to page 5, I was like, okay, I gotta do a part 2, because it's making me want to cut people. It's making me not want to eat dinner. Like, it's heavy because some of the things people say to you, they think that they're innocent. You know, that they're doing you a favor by telling you that you're hideous and unacceptable to live in the world. And that's not the fucking case, right? If anything, it's always the biggest bitch in the family who wants to tell you how big you've gotten. And it's like, no, look. Anyway, I'm going to share it with you right now. I'm going to share exactly how I feel about this with you all right now. So, Fat Poem Number 1. It's kind of funny, guys. I'm sorry. I like this poem. It's my newest piece, and I enjoy reading it. I think I want to do like a video to it or something. Video auditions afterwards, yeah, be able to twerk. Okay, Fat Poem Number 1 goes like this. I'm either fat porn material shelved as BBW, which can't be contained because these curves are imperial, with hips this size, thighs have a life of their own. What other type of cuerpo could house this booming voice and big bones? I've got an ideal body type to be mocked and ridiculed. Such a pretty face, but the rest of you is pitiful. Mixed messages of lust juxtaposed with disgust. Abundance is always good. What matters is under the hood. At least that's what they say, but this just isn't the case. When it comes to a woman's weight, there's just more of her to hate. Am I your whore or an untamed bore? Got me battling with demons, never-ending internal war? Or am I a fat slut who'll take what she can get? Should I be grateful to be fetishized? Does that market make me legit? Constant images of emaciated models coveting visible collarbones, wanting protruding hips, act like we hate a thigh gap but secretly wanting it. Got us waist training, counting calories in leaves, packaged tighter than a double-stuffed morcilla. Breathe, mamita, breathe. We stock up on Herbalife, Xenadrin, Phentermine, and such, even that pill that literally makes you shit oil.
Pero eso no es grasa amada, nenito. Eso tiene que sacarte ahí.
Got your goofy ass sharding butcher boy in public, all in the name of beauty, because you have a boda next week. Beyonce did this cleanse in like 5 days y rebajó like 27 pounds, and you should try that shit. No food, no water. Y recuérdate, con un chin chin de pique. Then you walk into that family wedding feeling like the hottest shit on heels and are slapped in your track with the "Tallenita, deja de estar jactándote y ponte a rebajar. Assaulted con "te está poniendo demasiado gorda." With each "pero qué te pasó?" you fight back the urge to purge. Sigue así mismo, te va a parecer igualita a tu mamá. I always thought mommy was a gorgeous goddess that ever graced the face of our green earth, matron who collected self-esteem from each one of the unsuspecting flacas who dared attempt to degrade her, and that must be the secret to her strength. So you prepare an arsenal of rebuttals, carefully comparing your betters and highs to their lows, the neighborhood. Sorry, guys. Carefully comparing your highs to their lows. Yeah, I'm fat, pero that's better than being in the neighborhood bust down, que le están pegando los cuernos por todos lados, living in your mother's basement and worried about what the fuck I'm eating, while your ugly ass don't even got a fucking job, Tati. All I gotta do is lose weight, but you're skinny and cuadrada and sin tetas and ugly, and that shit runs hasta el hueso, mamita. Venomous. You have to be. Keeping a blade in mouth, chest out, what's up, waiting for the next body shamer to fuck up. Little did I know that it was poisonous to me. Until I stopped caring about others, I could never be free. I became them and basked in their pain, bashing another woman for her body frame before she could even have a chance to assure me that no man could ever love me si no aguantaba el pico. That it's a shame because from the chin up, I'm pretty. That my full lips and brown eyes make the rest of me tolerable. That my height makes me lucky, que no se me notaba tanto. That if I don't stop eating, they sew my mouth shut, because one is only willing to do those things if they really love you, right? So she turned on herself. She kept jokes on the shelf, referring to her fat ass made her weakness to help. Being cunning and witty takes at least 50 pounds off. So she became her Achilles heel so that it wouldn't be found. They want you to loathe yourself, succumb to pressure in a haste so that you lose all these inches and find your ideal mate. She wouldn't even masturbate, it'd be considered rape. Mirrors are so distorted, body ideals absorbed and pre-recorded, all confidence prematurely aborted. Who was there to tell me that it was a lie? To defend me from my fear, to say, do it for yourself if you feel unhealthy, but only because you want to, because you are fucking fabulous and your body doesn't erase you. Who was there to understand how, in my case, size manifested from devastation and trauma that I cooked and ate? If your daughter hated the mirror, would it not shatter your soul? Instead of telling her she's the definition of beauty, you'd poke fun at her chichos. So she never quite got past that. Her love feels distance. Her lover understands it. Lights off, t-shirt on, and compliment intolerant. Still numb on her reflection, self-esteem detached, but she still looks at herself staring back. Is someone who's unlovable, ugly, fat, and black. She is aunt, mother, sister, you. She is me who forgets the brilliance of her hue. I have sacrificed the dignity, seeking comfort where none exists, because as brainwashed as we are, we push back. and we resist. So do I slit my wrists and hope that my blood will satiate your thirst, or dig my heels into the tierra and show you what I'm really worth? Do I remind you every day and every movement that I make, object to every statement when I see a girl being erased? Do I compliment her spirit and remind my sisters they're here, encourage them to love themselves even if it ends in tears, resurface all the dark shit that they've swallowed for too long, let them use their voice to create their own redemption song, because now I know it's not the mirror that lies. The lies are like contacts fused to my eyes. I grapple less with being concerned, and the words used to cut so deep, because the truth is when they spoke them, they saw themselves in me. Every day is different. Some days I recollect that my nose carries Papi's legacy, and my cheeks resemble Mom's smile from my first steps, that my body is the history of strength and resilience, of the women whose faces I'm beginning to forget. So every time I look at me and begin to criticize, I hear the whisper of Abuela say, "You're so much more than a fucking size." Thank you.